Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper. It's time to take a look at the news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Last week, the U.S. World Team Trials in both men's and women's freestyle took place in Madison, Wisconsin. This coming weekend, well, the Greco guys take to the mats in Daytona Beach, Florida. The competition will feature 6 Olympic Greco-Roman weight classes, and winners will each earn a spot on the U.S. team that'll see action at the 2014 World Championships in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, September 8th through the 14th. Now, 2 of the champs from the U.S. Open will advance directly to the best-of-3 series in their respective weight classes because they also placed in the top 5 of their weight class at the World Championships or Olympics within the last 3 years. Sitting out at 130 until the final series, national champ and 2-time Olympian Spencer Mango. Remember, he finished 5th at the 2013 World Championships. Also advancing directly to the championship series, heavyweight Robbie Smith. He also earned a 5th place finish at the 2013 Worlds. The other 4 U.S. Open champs at the Olympic weight classes will have to enter the Challenge tournament and earn their spot in the championship series. The top-ranked athletes in the 4 remaining weight classes are 2-time World Team member Andy Bisick at 165, 2013 World Team member Jordan Holm at 187, 2013 World Team member Kaylor Williams at 216, and the very talented young star Rayvon Perkins at 145. 2012 Olympians Alice Coleman and Ben Provisor will also be a part of the field, along with some top freestyle wrestlers like Olympian Sam Hazewinkel and 2-time World Team member J.D. Bergman. The event will be webcast live by Flow on the Flow platform and on Universal Sports Network Monday, June 23rd at 7 o'clock Eastern. The broadcast team will include veteran play-by-play announcer Van Stokes, color commentator Nick Garone, and sideline reporter Jason Bryant. New U.S. National Greco-Roman coach Matt Lindland, a past Olympic and world silver medalist, talked to us about his expectations for the athletes for the coming trials.
My goal is to focus on the strengths going into those world championships. We don't have a lot of time to develop new strengths. We don't have a lot of time to develop our weak areas, but we can build confidence and we can go out there and do what we do well if we force our opponents to wrestle into our style.
Well, stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, the Greco-Roman trials will be held alongside the Cadet National Duels, which return to Daytona Beach June 11th through the 14th. Many of the nation's elite 15 to 16-year-old wrestlers will represent their state-level teams in 2 Olympic styles. Illinois comes in as the defending champs in both styles. They defeated Pennsylvania in the finals of both events last year, 43-31 in freestyle and 41-17 in Greco. Fans can catch all 4 days of action, as I said earlier in this very program, right there on Flow Wrestling. We, of course, will have a full report from from both the Greco-Roman World Team Trials and the Cadet National Duels on next week's show. Now, as we promised on last week's program, we're going to give you the full report from the Fila Junior World Team Trials that were held alongside the World Team Trials in Madison. The champs crowned in freestyling Greco-Roman will now advance to the Fila Junior World Championships set for August 5th through the 10th in Zagreb, Croatia. After finishing second in this event last year in both freestyle and Greco, one amazing athlete won the Fila Junior World Team Trials in both styles. University of Michigan heavyweight Adam Kuhn, what a star. In Greco, Kuhn took the final series in 2 straight over 2013 Junior World bronze medalist Sam Stoll. He beat Kuhn in the finals just a year ago. Well, Kuhn won the first match 5-0, but fell behind in the second before countering a throw attempt for a pin to win the series. In freestyle, Kuhn dominated University of Illinois big man Brooks Black. He scored an 11-1 tech fall in bout 1 and a pin at 3 minutes 12 seconds of bout 2. We talked to the big man on his amazing day.
It really goes back to the practice room training, that stuff. Going with Kyle Massey, you know, you're going a full 6-minute go as hard as you can. And then we get like 3-lap sprint, get a drink of water, and then you're back and get another match in. So training with Kyle Massey and just the workouts that we got, I think it prepared me for this.
2013 Junior World Champ Kyle Snyder will have a chance to win his second straight Junior World title at 211 pounds. Remember, he swept his final series over Nathan Roeder to South Dakota State in the finals. Snyder took bout 1 with a 13-2 tech fall and followed it up with a 5-0 shutout in the deciding second. Snyder is a high school senior who trained at the OTC this year and will attend Ohio State this fall.
I'm happy to make another world team and get the chance to represent the United States again. But obviously I wish I could have competed a little better, but just happy to make a world team and be able to compete for the gold medal again.
In a highly anticipated battle between past Cadet World champs, 17-year-old high school star Aaron Pico of California defeated Penn State's All-American Zane Rutherford in 2 straight at 145. Pico took the first 3-0 and followed it up with an impressive 5-1 win in the second.
Didn't really seem like he wanted to wrestle. I don't want to say that to sound cocky, but you know, it won't turn into a boxing match. It's a different story. I want to wrestle, I'll wrestle. I got the job done, and I'm on to the World Championships. That's what Coach and I. So you know, it was a tough brawl. That's what I need. I need to be stressed out.
Iowa star Thomas Gilman made the Junior World Team for the second straight year. He beat Ohio State's Nathan Tomasello in the finals at 122. Gilman won the first match 8-4 and then earned a 3-2 victory in the second.
Today, I felt really good. I had to wrestle through the mini tournament, which isn't ideal, but I didn't go to Vegas, so I got to deal with. I felt good in my first match. Second match, I didn't really get the whole match. He got injured. First match against Tomasello, I felt really good.
Cornell All-American Gabe Dean was dominant in the freestyle finals at 185 when he rolled past Fila Junior Nationals champ Ricky Robertson. Dean won the first bout 4-0 and capped off the series with a 12-1 tech fall in the second.
Just, transitioning over from college to freestyle, you get caught in some funk sometimes and that kind of thing. So just, transitioning over, put a good month of training in with Mike and Damien and my boys, that's what this difference was.
California's high school star Anthony Valencia looked outstanding when he posted back-to-back 10-0 tech falls over Isaiah Martinez of the University of Illinois. That was the freestyle finals at 163. It was a rematch of the Fila Junior National Finals where Valencia was also victorious.
I had a few mistakes at the last tournament I wrestled him in. And I just improved on those mistakes. I didn't want any close matches. I hate close matches. So I usually just try to dominate. It's also a crowd pleaser. I like getting those too.
New Jersey high school star Joseph McKenna dropped down a weight from the Fila Junior Nationals and scored a pair of tech falls over Jack Hathaway of Oregon State in the freestyle finale at 132. The scores 10-0 and 13-2.
Going into my wrestling, I come here, my main goal is try and get on top. I like being on top, I like being in parterre. So, get my takedown, get on top, get to work.
Well, the champ at 110 was Illinois' high schooler Jabari Moody. He stopped Kirk Johansson with 2 tech falls, 12-2 and 13-2.
Well, I just had to stay low, finish my shots, and look to score big every time he went down to his back. I'm very excited to represent my country. I always wanted to do this since I was young. And it's going to be a tough challenge, but I'm going to have to put in the work.
Won't you stick around? We have a lot more news when we continue. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, the Fila Junior World Team Trials in Greco-Roman were also intense, and Team USA will have a talented team this summer. Earning a berth on the Fila Junior squad for the second straight year, Old Dominion star Kevin Beasley. He stopped Utah High School star and past Cadet World Team member Roy Nash in 2 straight at 211 pounds. Beasley picked up a 13-2 tech fall in bout 1, following it up with a quick 48-second pin in bout 2.
Yeah, I've worked on dominating. We talked in Vegas, and my first year out there, I was winning 2-1, close matches. And the goal is to tech fall, pin people, dominate. Because when you get over at the World Championships, those guys are coming at you. And, if you get down by a lot of points, you got to be able to score a lot of points.
Well, the U.S. Olympic Training Center at Northern Michigan University had a pair of athletes punch their ticket for Croatia. It took 3 bouts for junior national champ Arthur Carmona to defeat Ibrahim Badunka of George Mason University in the finals at 121. Badunka won bout 1 4-3, but Carmona came back with a 3-2 victory in the second. It was all Carmona in the third, and he went on to score an impressive 8-0 shutout.
I took a loss. I wrestled really slow, sloppy, but I have faith in God, and I told myself I could do it. My coaches told me I could do it. I just want to show everyone I'm the best, and I did it.
Carmona's Northern Michigan teammate Alejandro Sancho swept his 2 finals bouts at 145 when he beat Ronaldo Rodriguez Spencer of New York 9-2 and 5-1.
I train all year Greco-Roman wrestling. I train with Aggie Siminukin, he's a world champ. And I train with Rob, he's a couple times world team member. And I train with the best there. It's a bunch of lions. We're all hungry.
Idaho's John J. Chavez, who won a Cadet World Bronze Medal last summer, needed all 3 bouts to defeat Fila Junior National Champ Barrett Stanghill in the finals at 163. Stanghill won 1-1 by criterion the first, but Chavez rebounded with an 8-0 win of his own in the second. We go to the deciding third, and Chavez took the win there by injury default.
Had to choose between Greco and freestyle, highly ranked in both. Chose to go with Greco, and I wrestled through the prelim tournament and
was off to a rocky start. First match, lost that one. Wasn't really helping on my offense. Switched things up second and third match and came out on top.
Richard Carlson, who competes for Wisconsin lacrosse, recorded a pair of falls to sweep Nick Korba at 185. The pins came at 136 and 141.
Kept in touch with the unit, Jim Richardson. He was training me too, and then I went back home. I go to school in lacrosse, went back home to Twin Cities, trained with the Minnesota Storm. And I mean, that just helped me so much. You know, that's the perfect room to be in for this type of stuff.
Fila junior national champ Josiah Seaton claimed the 110-pound title with 2 straight wins over Kendall Rutz. The scores 8-0 in the first and a pin at 2 minutes 15 of the second.
My wrestling, I went in kind of shy a little bit in the first couple of periods, but then I'd come back strong with the win because I can't let somebody take away what I want the most.
Iowa State recruit Dante Rodriguez of Nebraska made the junior world team at 132. He swept Travis Rice 3-0, 6-5.
I went out to Vegas and I had a pretty dominant tournament out there. Wrestled a bunch of college kids and it was just different for me. And so I knew every kid that placed out there was probably going to be here, so I just had to come out here and keep wrestling tough. And I just wanted my hand to be raised at the end and represent the United States.
Well, a team of American women just hit the mats in Dortmagen, Germany for the German Grand Prix. The top U.S. performance came in the Fila Cadet division, where Colorado High School star Maya Nelson won gold at 123. Nelson won 5 straight bouts on her way to the title, including a victory over Tatiana Novik of Russia in the championship finals. 2-time Fila Cadet World Team member Saria Jones of California was 4th at 108 pounds. She had a 3-2 record. Well, the top senior level finish came from Oklahoma High School star Becca Leathers. She finished 5th at 121. The American delegation remained in Germany this week for an international training camp with several other nations and will next travel to Götzis, Austria for the Austrian Ladies Open. Now let's take a trip to Indianapolis, Indiana. The Schoolboy National Duels, the nation's top 13 and 14-year-olds battled it out on behalf of their state with a record turnout in both styles. The Greco-Roman finals pitted traditional power Illinois against a very hungry squad from Colorado that included Olympian T.C. Danzler and world team member Keith Saracki on the staff. Colorado won 9 of the 17 bouts, including a pin at heavyweight from Andy Garcia for a 36-31 victory. Minnesota downed Pennsylvania 33-30 in the third-place duel, and Washington defeated Wisconsin 48-29 for 5th. In the seventh-place duel, Ohio defeated Kansas 41-34. Next up in freestyle, a final showdown between Pennsylvania Blue and Illinois. Well, the difference of the duel came down to bonus points as Pennsylvania scored 6 tech falls and 2 pins on their way to an impressive 41-33 victory. In the third-place match, Minnesota 2 defeated New Jersey 42-33. And in the fifth-place match, well, Oklahoma Red stopped Team Missouri 38-35 in a squeaker. Taking 7th was Indiana Gold with a 43-34 win over Team Washington. The Schoolboy National Duels Freestyle All-Tournament team featured 52 athletes from 24 different states. Colorado and New Jersey had the most athletes on the All-Tournament Freestyle team with 5, followed by Pennsylvania with 4. The All-Tournament Greco squad featured 53 athletes from 23 different states as well. Pennsylvania had the most athletes on the team with 5, followed by Minnesota and Colorado, each with 4. 17 athletes made the all-tournament teams in both styles, going undefeated throughout the competition. What do you say? Let's take a look at those guys. All-tournament winners they are, each and every one of them on a roll. Stay tuned, there's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, USA Wrestling has just announced a couple of special wrestle-offs that'll determine spots on 2 world teams this summer. In women's freestyle, a senior world team wrestle-off will take place at 152 pounds between U.S. Open champ Randy Miller and 2014 World Team Trials champ Veronica Carlson. Miller, a 2008 Olympic bronze medalist, could not compete at the World Team Trials due to injury and applied for an extension, which was approved by the Women's Sports Committee. She'll now face 2013 World Team member Veronica Carlson in a best-of-3 series for a spot on the U.S. team for the World Championships in Uzbekistan. 4 spots on the University of World Freestyle team will also be determined in a special wrestle-off series in Tempe, Arizona, June 22nd and 23rd. Now, qualification procedures allow university-eligible athletes who placed in the top 6 at the U.S. Senior World Team Trials to challenge the winner of the University Nationals at their weight in a best-of-3. Well, the winners will go on to compete at the University Championships July 8th through the 12th in Pécs, Hungary. Now we go to 125. Former Iowa NCAA champ Matt McDonough, who was 3rd at the World Team Trials, will now go against University Nationals champ Nishan Garrett of Cornell. World Team Trials runner-up Jordan Oliver, a past NCAA champ for Oklahoma State, will battle Rutgers' Anthony Ashnault, who was the University Nationals champ at 143. World Team Trials runner-up and NCAA champ for Kent State, Dustin Kilgore, will see action against University Nationals champ and former Oregon State star Chad Hankey at 213. And at heavyweight, Terrell Fortune, who was 3rd at the World Team Trials, will now square off with University Nationals runner-up Austin Marsden for the final spot on the team. Best of luck to each and every one of those athletes. Well, with the growth of women's wrestling, there are more opportunities than ever for coaches and athletes on the collegiate level. A few weeks ago, USA Wrestling was at the Body Bar Nationals and talked with some of the coaches. Dave Matthews is the longtime coach from Georgia and was recently named the new women's head coach at Life University in Georgia, which will field their very first varsity women's team next season. Matthews was in Irving, Texas, coaching a group of Georgia athletes and talked about the new program at Life.
In the Southeast, there's not been, especially the Florida, Alabama, Georgia area, there hasn't been a lot of wrestling for the women at all, and so this kind of opens up that opportunity. Florida has a rich tradition and a lot of women wrestlers down there, and so we're doing a lot of pulling from the Southeast, from that Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina area, and so that's kind of what we're building on, is trying to grow that wrestling in the Southeast, both with the men's and with the women's programs.
Well, with the growth of women's college wrestling comes the opportunity for women to join the coaching ranks. Lindenwood's Takara Montgomery was the only female head coach on the college scene this year, but there are numerous women serving as assistants on campuses across the country. Lauren Louvie, who was a star at the University of the Cumberlands, became an assistant coach for her alma mater last year and is learning the ropes in her new profession.
It's a lot different than being a part of the team. It's a lot of different responsibilities, and it's a different adjustment from being on the team and teammates with those girls to coaching those girls and being on the side of the mat opposed to being on the mat.
Danny DeAnda, who was a top competitor on the senior level, has joined her husband, head coach Tony DeAnda, as the assistant coach at Jamestown.
Every year it seems like there's a new college program, and that's a great opportunity for having women in the wrestling, like in the wrestling room and coaching women. That's such a great opportunity to have women coaching women, because sometimes, you know, having a men coach, sometimes they don't relate as well, so it's nice to have that woman in the room being able to relate to the females, and we've been through the system, so we kind of know what to expect a little bit.
Hey, it's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The Pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country and are also being considered for our contest page in our USA Wrestler magazine and our USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week's picture was sent in by Scott Olsberger, and it shows Jonas Olsberger of the Unleash the Beast Wrestling Club in Chula Vista, California, fighting to get control in a folk-style match held in San Diego County. Hey, you can have your photographs considered for our contest simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us here at USA Wrestling, we'll see you next week. I'm Scott Casper, and thanks for watching.